Hey, this is Tabletop Mike, and today we're looking through the pages of Issue 2, Mortal Realms. Hey, right, so before we get into Issue 2, I thought I would show you that I have started on my my Nighthaunts. I'm going for a bit of a blue fade into like the white down here. If you want to see a better picture of that, you can go check out me on Instagram at Tabletop Mike, where you'll see a lot better pictures. Right, so Issue 2. Let's have a look what we got here. So we got, going through the subtitles, the Wrath of Nagash, painting Nighthawk miniatures, Muramon Banshee's attack. All right, perfect. Okay, cool. So before we go into the magazine, we'll have a look at the miniatures like we did last time. In here, we also get a brush, Corax White, and our Banshees. So this is 4 Banshees on a sprue. Easy push to, actually these are not push fit ones. Actually they are. They've got some little notches that you can just push in. Yeah, so notches. Okay, so these are, again, easy push fit models. Nice scenic bases here as well. And they're going to be fun to paint. So the Banshees come in at £10. The paints, I think, are around £3. The standard brush isn't in the Citadel range, I believe. But it's an okay brush. I mean, we would say probably about £2 or £3 maybe. So obviously say £13 for obviously the models and the paints, which is a really good saving because obviously this is $5.99. Now let's quickly talk about the pricing. So it's obviously gone up from the first issue was $2.99. This is gone up to $5.99, and from issue 3 it's going to be going up to its regular price of $7.99. But I think it's going to be a good saving going forward anyway. All right, so opening up the magazines, we have our things again. You know, dear newsagents, please reserve my copy. We have our little intro on, you know, this is what I went over last time, so I don't need to go through this, your subscription pack. And I go, yes, this is what I was saying last time. In your first delivery, you'll be getting the snippers in your free gift. Oh, you actually, if you subscribe, you get issue 4 free. Okay, that's cool. Cool, so let's have a look here. So the first page we're going into is the the Banshees. So the Banshees were once women who practiced the arcane arts and sought out magical knowledge in their search for power. They failed to pay the proper respects to Nagash. In death, he has cursed them, forcing them to forever seek out and devour the magic they craved in life. So these are maybe like witches, I guess, that have tried to take power when they're living. Obviously wronged Nagash in some way. I think this is their dagger, the Chill dagger. Then we got the Wrath of Nagash. Nagash hungers for souls of the dead, considering them all to be his rightful due. Any who attempt to steal his source of power soon finds themselves the target of his vengeful schemes. Even Sigma will not be spared from the God of Death's terrible wrath. So he's the big baddie. Nagash, the Great Necromancer. So raising people from the dead. We've got the Soul Wars. I don't know a huge amount of this. I know this is just obviously the battle between the Eternals and the Nighthaunts. I know that this is a Games Workshop box game where you obviously get your two factions, your Eternals and your Nighthaunts. So this must be going into more detail about what the actual Soul Wars is. We'll have to read over these at some point, like the black pyramids, upside down pyramid here. Interesting. And then we're going to go into here and we're looking at building the Banshees. Quite straightforward. Push fit, as we've seen before. Yeah, very easy push fit models going in nicely. Then we're going into how to paint. Your tools. So obviously water pot. I found that this is quite amusing. They tell you how to open your pot. Very nice. This is a nice little topic here about your pallets. Rather than taking them straight, your paint straight from the pot, you want to put it onto a pallet first. Now, they, however, can just easily be used an old pallet or a bathroom tile instead. I know a lot of the pro painters like bathroom tiles, that ceramic tile sort of thing. I go from having a wet palette, I'll just get one of my wet palettes. So basically I just use a wet palette. I throw on some kitchen paper, and then that on top with obviously water, and that'd be my dry palette. When I'm not using the dry palette, it normally goes just straight onto here. Yeah, and this way you can obviously handle your brush, or get the paint onto the brush rather. So you just really want it on the tip. You don't want it going right down to the bristles. So you want the paint at the top part. You don't want it going down into the base. Right, and then we're going into painting the bottles. Now they are suggesting that you use the Corax white to base coat it with a brush, and they're saying it's going to take a few coats. I mean, with a brush you might get smeary marks, and you're going to have to definitely water down the paint if you're going to do it like this. But it'd be a lot easier to buy Corax white in a spray can and spray it. That would have been a lot easier. Yeah, so obviously that tells you how to do both the Banshees and the Nighthaunts. Just paint them white. There we go, that's the finished models when they're painted. Terror amidst the tombs. The Spectral Ambush. The chain wraiths have been vanquished for now. So this is leading on from the first battle in issue 1. Have been vanquished for now, but the shadowy barrows are still haunted by many other unquiet spirits. From the misty fog, 4 ghostly figures drift towards Anastasia Starstrike and her sequitors, daggers held aloft ready to cut their victims down. Uh-oh. And the fight continues. Okay, so this is still on the close combat phase. But obviously the sequitors are now going up against the Banshees. Exactly the same thing. You have the piling attack and your weapons. So what this, I think the issue 1 went on basically the actual attack stats of the models. This one now goes into the actual weapon types itself. For example, the Banshee's Chill Dagger. The weapon can deal more than 1 damage per hit. To determine the damage, roll a dice for each hit and refer to the D3 table below. Find the damage score between 1 to 3. Okay, so if you hit with the model, and obviously you've going to do some wounds, you will be rolling to see how many actual attacks it does. So so what are the Banshees? They're hitting on a +4. So if you get a +4 here, so we got 2 successes, 1 failure, then you roll a D3. Let's see here, 1, 2 is a score of 1, 3 and 4 is a score of 2, 5 and 6 is a score of 3. So you roll a dice each for each success, and that's a number of wounds it does to the model, or potential wounds. So he's rolled a 4, so it's 2 wounds, and a 1, so it's 1 wound. So basically that's just eliminated one of the sequitors, and one of the wounds is then dropped over to the other sequitor. And then obviously it rolls on to the sequitors phase, and they will do a very similar thing. They're going to roll to hit. They're rolling on a +3. What have they? They got Stormsmith Males, does 1 damage per hit. So they get two attacks. So they get 2 dice basically. They're hitting on a +3, but the damage is only 1. So they hit on a +3, so likely they'll probably hit more often, but they only get a 1 damage. Alright, cool, so let's roll on to the last page. So it's what's coming up to Mortal Realms. So in issue 3, looks like we're going to get more Stormcast Eternals. These guys have got big crossbows, and then there is like a dog crossed with an eagle sort of thing there. I'm sure we'll find out what that is. And we have our paint Retributum armor. Going down into issue 4, we're going to get some new Nighthaunts. These are slightly different from the ones that we had in issue 1, because they've got more of a animal-esque look to them. So we'd like to see what the lore is on those. We have a large battle mat. Oh, so yeah, so during the battle, we're actually still using the battle mat from issue 1. So yeah, same battle mat from issue 1. But now we're going to get a larger one, obviously, because we're getting more models. The battle is going to increase. And we have a new paint, which is a technical paint, which is the Nighthaunts Oxide. And that will probably give us that nice little fadey look on the cloaks. So we're probably going to slowly start building up from the Corex White to the Nighthaunts Oxide. And then we're probably going to get like a darker tone to cover the tops as well. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed, give it a thumbs up. Give me a subscribe so you know when the next one's coming through. And until next time, build, paint and play. See you later.